Well, Stuart Broad, the Ashes are nearly upon us, and quite rightly, you've been talking previously about playing New Zealand, playing the ICC Champions Trophy, all the other things that you do, but come on, this has been in the back of your mind for a long time.
Well, we've been quite fortunate this summer. We've always had challenges ahead of us, so with it being the New Zealand Test Series and going into the Champions Trophy, it was easy not to focus on the Ashes because we had a semi-final against South Africa coming up, we had a final of the Champions Trophy, so you're focused on your next task, whereas now the next task is the first Ashes Test. So yeah, I mean, the excitement's building. We've had a good preparation week in Essex, where it's been very skill-based. Meet up on Sunday for some tactical meetings. So yeah, I mean, it's building up nicely now. You can feel the excitement of the people gathering towards this Ashes series, and I feel we're in a good place as a team as well.
You've had some great Ashes memories. I mean, you haven't lost an Ashes series yet in your callow youth, but you've also had some bad Ashes memories, of course, because you had that horrific injury, didn't you, down in Australia, which ripped away your own Ashes series. You weren't there at the end to sort of enjoy the moment. So there's lots to do for you still, isn't there, in an Ashes series?
Very much so, yeah. I mean, I've also had ups and downs in Ashes series as well with form. In 2009, I went through a bit of a tough time in the middle of the series, where I had a lean patch with wickets, and then finished with 2 fifers to finish and helped the side win that Ashes series in 2009. And then yeah, went to Australia, bowled nicely in the warm-up games, played the first 2 Test matches, and then unfortunately ripped my out, which was 2-3 months on the sidelines, which, I mean, as a fast bowler you do get injured as part and parcel of the job, but I feel fit and fresh going into this series, and hoping to make an impact with bat and ball, because it's an exciting summer to be involved in. Obviously the Australians coming over, we know the fierce history between the two sides. I want to be a part of that.
It's a bit weird, isn't it, that England being strong favourites, Australia being written off. I know in the England dressing room it's a very different story, and there just isn't such a thing as a bad Australian team, is there?
No, I mean, you know, Australians are very competitive people. You know you're going to be in a big battle when the toss goes up on Wednesday. We know what happened 4 weeks ago, what happened 3 weeks ago, what happened 10 minutes before the toss. Doesn't matter. It's once you're on that field, sounds cheesy, but it is man versus man. It's testing your skill against the opposition. At the end of the day, the team who will win this Ashes series is the team that will outskill the other one. And that's why this week in Essex has been so based on getting our skills right. Who's going to take that sharp catch on Wednesday morning? Who's going to get the ball in the right area enough to cause the Australian batsman trouble? So yeah, I mean, it's exciting that you've got the opportunity to put your skills to the test, really. And
who will win a Test match and who will win the series also depends on sometimes winning a certain session. And the thing about you, I was talking to Jimmy Anderson the other day, and Jimmy's obviously had a very, very good career and is consistently really good. But he says what you do more than perhaps any other England bowler, you just have these hot spells. And you haven't done it once or twice, you consistently do it, where out of nowhere, out of nothing, suddenly you'll find something and you'll get 3-4 wickets, which can turn the whole match. He said he can't put his finger on it. Can you? And also, when that's happening, what is happening?
It is a weird one. I mean, it's happened more often, so it can't just be a coincidence, if you know what I mean. It has happened a few times where I've just had a spell where everything's clicked, and a lot of bowling is to do with rhythm and little technical things like stride patterns, etc. But I mean, I look back to the New Zealand Test at Lords, where they were chasing 230 odd to win the game, and we bowled them out for 70 or 80. It was just a pressure built from both ends. Every ball just seemed to be in a good area to have a wicket-taking opportunity, and you hit the nail on the head in an Ashes series, particularly an Ashes series, that key moments you have to win, because I look back to 2009 where we didn't have the leading run scorers, we didn't have the leading wicket takers, but we won those key hours, and a lot of that to do is recognising that. So when we have those moments in this Ashes series coming up, as a team, once we get a wicket, we'll get together right boys, this is one of those moments, let's all lift it, let's all go with Matty Pryor, let's all have his energy, and let's make it count. And I think having the history of knowing, the experience of knowing when those moments arise is very important.
But when it's happening with you, and we've all seen it happen, sometimes it could be, 174 for 3 and nothing's happening, and within half an hour it's 205 for 8 and it's Broad's just got a fifer. What's going on in your own mind? I mean, you must be loving it, I suppose. The emotions must be flying.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I suppose it could be a confidence thing, but a lot of the time with bowling, your aim is to get the ball in the right area and cause the batsman trouble. And there are times where they might play a miss by a millimetre and you don't get a wicket. And then the next ball they might nick. So you're very much in the hands of the cricketing gods in that sense, but your job is to really make the batsman play and challenge his off stump as much as possible. So you have to think of it like that. If you can walk off at the end of the day, whether you've got none for 60 or 5 for 30, and tick those boxes that you've applied the pressure in the right way, you can mentally relax and
Sure.
know you've done your job for the team. If you spray it around and chase wickets, that's where you're letting the team down.
And I guess it's the old adage, you can bowl better and get 0 for 50 than when you get 3 for 30 sometimes, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, people who know cricket know that can happen, and certainly people who have played cricket know that you might have days where you just beat the bat, and you might have a couple of catches go down, and it's just not your day, but as long as you can walk off at the end of the day and know you've done your job for the team, whether you've got 5 wickets, whether you've got 1 wicket, you can tick that box.
Now, we talked about your bowling a lot. I am in the company of a guy who's on the honours board at Lords with 170. So he can bat. He's just not doing it enough. Now, what's your thought on that? Is that one of your major goals for this particular series? Because clearly you've proven what a great batsman you are as well.
It certainly is one of my major goals for this series, is to contribute with the bat. Whether batting down the order, you have to go with the flow of the game. If you go in with a batsman, you try and build a partnership with that batsman, there might be a time where you have to counter-attack. You do have to balance that right. My biggest thing for this series is to transform the hard work and the form I'm feeling in the nets into the middle, because I've not done that for the past year. But I feel in good nick in the nets. I've worked really hard with Andy Flower on some certain plans and techniques. I just need to transfer that to the middle now, and I have a real confidence inside me that that's going to happen, and my time is here.
Fantastic. Okay, well, our time is up. Just before you go, I know you're a huge sports fan, so you're a Leicester Tigers fan. A little bit concerned, I think, all those returning Lions. And of course you're a huge Notts Forest fan, and you think they're going to win the league next year, don't you?
I do. First of all, it's Nottingham Forest, not Notts County. I'll pick you up on that. But yeah, I mean, I love going to watch Forest, and last season I was there on the final day when Leicester beat us to the playoff spot, and
shocking day for you.
It was pretty heartbreaking, to be honest, but we weren't ready to go up last year.
Especially them.
Yeah, we weren't ready to go up last year. It was it's a building process. Billy Davis is back to do a fantastic job and get the players in he wants for this season. And I've put a cheeky little bit on a Chelsea Forest double, which is a little bit.
The head with Chelsea and the heart with Forest, I would suggest.
I think so, yeah. But you never know in the Championship. A good run of form, you get a striker on a hot streak, you can go a long way.
Well, you had a tough day in May on the football front, but you had a very enjoyable day in May on the rugby front, because your beloved Tigers smashed Northampton, which probably made it even better in the final. So, swings and roundabouts in sport.
Well, also, I was at Headingley playing against New Zealand with 2 big Northampton fans in our captain Alistair Cook and Graham Swan, so that was a good day for me, that giving those boys a bit of stick.
Well, let's hope you have a lot of good days over the next few weeks. I bet you can't wait.
I'm very excited. Yeah, I mean it's a massively exciting summer for the fans and for the players alike. But so if we can break it down into its simplest form, make sure we perform for that first hour on Wednesday, that's as far as we need to look.
Fantastic. Good luck.
Thank you.